Can we talk about just USC for a second? USC is coming off of one of the most disappointing seasons in recent memory. After coming off of a 3-loss season where the USC Trojans made it all the way to the Pac-12 championship game, USC was looking very promising. I mean, for starters, they were bringing back their superstar reigning Heisman Trophy winning quarterback in Caleb Williams. And then on top of that, Lincoln Riley had yet another year to perfect his offense and perfect what he was trying to do at USC. But then 2023 came around, and it all failed. I mean, on paper, USC started off hot, going on a 6-game winning streak. But in those 6 games, USC routinely gave up over 200 yards rushing and barely eked out wins over Colorado and barely won versus Arizona in a triple overtime game. And then from there, USC just rolled over and died, losing 5 of their last 6 games, and the only game that they won during that 6-game stretch was a barely eking out win, 50-49 win over Cal. Overall, USC showed the same 4 things that they do every single year. They're gonna field one of the best offenses, if not in just the Pac-12, in all of college football, but they're also going to routinely miss tackles, routinely give up big plays, and give up more rushing yards than almost any other program in the country. But thankfully, there are 3 things that all my USC Trojan fans can look forward to that should hopefully be helping the defense going into next season. First and foremost, Alex Grinch is fired. No longer are we going to be having one of the worst defensive coordinators calling the plays and just putting us in the absolute worst positions. Second off, USC did pretty good in the transfer portal, specifically on the defensive side of the ball. They landed guys like 4-star transfer D lineman Nate Clifton from Vanderbilt, 4-star transfer linebacker from Oregon State, Easton Mascarenas Arnold, as well as 4-star transfer safety from UCLA, Kamari Ramsey. And last but certainly not least, USC actually did a pretty good job of bringing in a ton of defensive recruits in their 2024 recruiting class. And so today I want to take a look at every single defensive pickup that the USC Trojans brought in the class of 2024 and just see what guys are going to help this struggling USC defense. All my Trojan fans, leave this video a like and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're going to be keeping you up to date with everything going on in college football each and every single day. And specifically, we're going to be keeping you up to date with what USC football is doing, because I'm a USC Trojan fan. We need something to bring our spirits up. As well, after looking at every single player, comment who you guys are most excited to see in this upcoming spring game. As well, what expectations should we Trojan fans have going into next season? Because I feel like we're in no man's land right now. But I want to hear from all y'all. Comment your thoughts down below. And with that being said, let's take a look at every single defensive pickup that the Trojans brought in the class of 2024. 3, 2, 1. Starting it off, the Trojans landed 3-star edge rusher standing at 6'3.5", 220 pounds, Lorenzo Cohen. Overall, I've seen this kid's highlight tape a little while ago. He's a solid player overall. I think that he's more of a athlete, physical frame guy that hopefully we could develop rather than a true D end. It looks like a guy that's just, his body type fits the position more, and so it's like, okay, he could just outmuscle a lot of guys. He's gonna need a lot of refining, but overall, these are the type of players that USC is able to get on the defensive side of the ball. We're not gonna be landing the 4- and 5-star guys that are already polished, college-ready players. We're gonna be having the guys that we're gonna really have to develop. That's the thing that scares me. It's like USC is not shown that they're great at developing players, especially on that defensive side of the ball. So we will see what happens as far as how many of these guys are gonna turn into decent defensive players. Next up, the Trojans landed 3-star corner Braden Conley. Bop, sit him down. There it is. He's 6 foot, 170 pounds. Overall, hey, USC, we also need DBs that can hit. So I love the physicality. I love the physicality that I am seeing from Braden. Let's go. Or Braylon Conley. That's my bad. Braylon Conley. Blow up through. Hey, USC needs physical corners, and he's looking like a physical corner. Let's go. Great open field tackle. I want to see him drive through his legs a little bit more, but other than that, he's a very, very solid, very solid corner. Next up, the Trojans landed 3-star safety Jaylen Boatright. 6'1", 170 pounds. Hey, USC, all I care about is just physicality. We need to do the same thing that Oregon did when Dan Lanning got to Oregon. Physical players. The Big Ten is going to be way more physical than the Pac-12 is. Like, we need guys that can really go out there and hit. Overall, he's looking good. He's looking like a guy that, you know, he's gonna get into plays, but I'm not seeing that physicality. I'm with USC. I'm always gonna be a little bit more of a skeptic. The kid's solid. I mean, he's probably a better cover safety than he is a run supporting safety. But USC, like, we really should have taken this whole 2024 class. And if you are not specifically helping and stopping the run, I don't know why USC would even bring them in. Like literally, that's how bad USC's running defense is. All right, next up, we brought in another guy on that defensive line. This is 3-star defensive lineman Jide Abasiri. He is 6'5", 290 pounds, so he's definitely got the size that we need on that defensive line. Looks like he's got a quick first step as well. Okay, hey, that's what I need. Big body defensive linemen that have a quick first step. Getting all up in the mix. Let's go. Next up, we're now finally starting to get into some 4-star recruits. This is 4-star corner Isaiah Ruben. He is 6'1", 170 pounds. Let's see what he's looking like. Again, we're looking for that physicality. We're looking for guys that can go out there. Oh, okay, this is much about the play. Let's go. Hey, if you're a wide receiver and you can't hold your own and stay in bounds, that's on you. That is on you. You got to get ready. You can't let somebody just push you out of bounds. Oh, way to flip to that. Way to flip. There it is. Didn't break all that up. That was a phenomenal play right there. Look at him. Read this. He's got this outside receiver. He sees the guy crossing over, flips back, runs with them perfectly, and then breaks that pass up. That is what we need. We need intelligence, but then also a guy that can play physical as well. And thank you. Oh, he came down with that. That's nasty. Let's go. Next up, the Trojans landed 4-star safety linebacker hybrid Desmond. Oh, now this is what I'm talking about. This is Desmond Stevens, however you pronounce it. This dude is 6'1.5", 210 pounds, and he's bringing the boom. All right, that's what I needed to see. I needed something to get me hyped because, hey, USC, we need more physicality. USC's been such a soft team for so many years. We need some guys that are like, hey, we're gonna be hitting people in the mouth. Let's go. Hey, so far, my guy Desmond, this kid is cold. Cut up field. Nope. Whoop, ankles, get off me. Get gone. Playing on that outside edge. Where you going? And bop. There it is. I love how this kid, he brings the boom. I love that. So far, yeah, my guy Desmond Stevens up. Give me that. Next up, the Trojans landed 4-star safety Marquise Gallegos. He is 6'1.5" and 175 pounds. I love how quick he was coming downhill. Let's go. Hey, I'm gonna keep on repeating it. I'm gonna sound like a broken record. We need physicality. So I love any player that their first highlight is just them flying into the middle of a play and just blowing everything up. That's what I love to see. Oh, he took that to the crib? Oh, he should have stayed to the outside. He had that as a walk-in touchdown. Oh, yeah, this kid's screaming into the backfield. Okay, let's go. Where are you going? Just read everything in front of you. There it is. Nice hands. Next up, hopefully this guy's gonna definitely be helping us on that as far as just stopping the run. This is 4-star linebacker Elijah Newby. Oh, okay. If we need a massive wide receiver, he can do that as well. He's 6'3", 210 pounds. He's listed as a linebacker, so hey, we need a guy that can go out there and just fly around box to box and just wrap up. Get off, yo, whoa! This kid is stupidly strong. absolutely just deleted homeboy. Yeah, let's go. I would prefer if he continued to drive through his legs and not just let his legs down from underneath him. But hey, I'm cool. I'm cool with the tackle being a tackle. Oh, little hook and ladder. I saw that coming from a mile away. Let's go. Yeah, screaming off the edge. Where you going? Next up, we got another guy that should be supporting that defensive line. This is 4-star defensive lineman Carlin Jones. He is 6'2.5", 285 pounds. So the two defensive linemen that we landed, they're big body guys. Hey, okay. He's showing that he's got a nice first step. Good motor, stays low, gets his hands inside. Okay. There you go, swim over top. And I love that he's continuing to finish these plays. His hand activity is phenomenal. He does a great job of using his hands to continuously fight to get into the backfield. All right, we had to go back to that DB room, and so we landed 4-star corner Marcellus Williams. Hey, so he's coming out of St. John Bosco, and we should all know that St. John Bosco produces nothing but quality college talent. So we will see how he ends up performing. Thank you. Too easy. Quarterback, where are you throwing that? Let's go the other way. Show off the speed a little bit. There you go, way to get off a block and then blow him up. There it is. And last but certainly not least, USC finished off the recruiting class strong by getting another defensive lineman, landing 6'6", 241-pound Cameron Fontaine, or it's spelled Fountain, but I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Fontaine. So, hey, this kid, he's a great athlete. I've covered his highlight tapes a couple times. He is a great athlete. He's a guy that he plays that hybrid D-line, D-end role where, you know, he's light enough and quick enough to be able to be on the outside, but then he's also big enough where if you needed to put him in the middle, he could. Way to come screaming off the edge. Oh, right place, right time, right place, right time. Show off the wheels. Show off the wheels. Let's go. So that is every single defensive pickup that the USC Trojans brought in the class of 2024. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I normally am. If you guys have watched, I have like 1,500 videos where I keep the energy positive and it's all up and it's normally a great environment over here. I am not really impressed with this USC defensive recruiting class. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Even the top recruited guys that are supposed to be like dogs, I wasn't seeing anything elite. I mean, our number one recruit is he's either a top 50-ish player in some rankings, and in others he's like a top 100. Most of the recruits that we got on the defensive side of the ball are sub 200 best in the country players. Like, USC did not really get a lot of talent. I know that it's like, oh, we didn't get a lot of talent, but we got guys that could be promising. I wasn't seeing a lot of that. And like I said, USC is not the great as far as developing talent on the defensive side of the ball. So overall, out of the players that I saw, I mean, I definitely like Carlin Jones, and I definitely like both linebackers, Elijah Newby and Desmond Stevens. Those are the three guys that are like, okay, I can see them developing into something. Other than that, USC is really gonna have to rely heavily on that transfer portal because we're not gonna be able to recruit the top defensive linemen in the country. Most of the big body defensive linemen go to SEC schools or just more competent defensive schools. Like, what defensive lineman wants to go to a school that every single week you're going to be giving up 200 yards rushing and everyone's going to be blaming you for it? Like, USC needs to prove that we have the defensive coordinator that's going to be able to put their defensive players in the best position. We need to show that, hey, we can get a couple of top-rated defensive players to come over to our school and actually keep them. I mean, we brought Damani Jackson over, and now he's going into his 3rd year. He's already transferred over to Alabama. Like, the top players that we even do get, they don't pan out. Like, USC is struggling right now. I don't know what it is. Defensively, we're not doing the greatest job as far as recruiting. Hey, all my USC fans, cheer me up in the comment section. Normally I'm cheering y'all up. Cheer me up, because from what I saw, I mean, don't get me wrong, all these kids are talented and they all are more than deserving of their D1 scholarships, and I'm excited to see what they can develop into. I'm talking about as a whole, for how much help that we need on the defensive side of the ball. Yeah, I'm not really seeing USC do what they're supposed to be doing. So comment your thoughts down below. Leave this video a like, hit that subscribe button. Hey, even though USC's defensive recruiting class is not that hot, always know that, hey, if you're going through anything, Jesus Christ is right there with you. I know it's kind of a quick little pivot, but if you're going through anything, know that Jesus Christ is right there with you. Always know that you're never alone. Even if it feels like nobody understands you, if it feels like you can't ever really get that cloud out from over your head, know that Jesus Christ is always right there with you. He knows exactly how you're feeling. He knows exactly what you've gone through. And the beautiful part is he's already, before you were even born, he gave you a path to be redeemed and to lift yourself out of that through him. Always remember that. Love and appreciate all y'all. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Ciao.